And hello again there, YouTube. Stampede Valkyrie coming back at you again on this hot and muggy July afternoon. Kind of pointing this out here. It's been a while since I've actually done anything. This is something I just found recently, and considering the recent fun with the whatever you want to call it, the flu of any given point, I can see why a lot of this stuff is dried up because, obvious reasons. Anyway, long story short, I found this guy recently listed. I don't want to say Craigslist or Craigslist type device. What it is, it's a SignalStat Dualcom. The sticker down here actually kind of gives it away. Dualcom, and then if we look in, there it is, SignalStat Dualcom. There is something very interesting about this light. As I come across, as we got the 360 on it, is right here. That is not a Dualcom rotator. My best guess, as we take these domes off here in a moment, is that is a Mars rotator. But what I'm doing right now is I'm basically taking the light apart, taking a look at the wiring, and here's your end caps, so I know people hunt these down too. Light overall is actually in pretty good shape. If anything else, it's a good parts bar, but I'd like to return this back to its original state. So bear with me a moment here. I'm going to go ahead and get these domes off. We're going to look at the internals, and then I'm going to ask some questions some people might be able to answer. So bear with me one moment. Let's get these domes off. So now, as you can see, with the magic of fast forwarding and video editing, I've actually gotten the domes off. We're looking at the internals. As you can see, that is not a Dualcom SignalStat rotator. This, I believe, and a good side view of this, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a Mars / Trip / Trilight assembly. The only giveaway on that is this, the band and the retainer. That's what I'm thinking. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. That's coming out. I don't want that in this light. Pretty ingenious for the person to put that in there. I'm willing to bet that the counter rotator, which is this guy, these things are kind of unique. The internals are, everything is inside. They're known to seize, and when they do, they're hard to fix. So what probably happened is they probably just pulled it off, replaced it with, in this instance, a Mars beacon. So it's actually, while it is a Franken beacon, at the same time, at least they kept the same technology there, and it's not too much of an out there thing. But looking at the wiring, and this is what I was holding off on, is we've got obviously got some sort of flasher here, electric can thermal flasher. This is more of an electric one. I'm not going to say that this is a thermal flasher, but it does the same thing. These are stationary, so these are going to flash. I don't know if that's factory or not. I'm not sure. The only reason why I don't think it is because of the different bolts that they've gotten here. I think this was installed post. I don't really deal too much with Dualcoms. Your lead wires coming in, obviously here is your ground. Some of these, I need to trace these wires out where they go. Flasher wires are one thing, but it's going to come into here, and then this is going to feed this for primary power, and then the flash is going to feed this. If you look here, you can see that the wires are going across, and then they come and feed through here. Again, flasher versus rotator. So now I also think that this might be backwards, and somebody can correct me on this, but I don't believe this is the back of the bar. It might be flipped around. Not that it makes much of a difference. I think this is the front of the bar with the little sticker here. I think that's the front of the bar. And this is the back of the bar. And currently they have it set up where this is the front of the bar. The part facing us is the front. So I might have to go around and play around with that. But again, keeping this short, I'm going to see if I can tone out some of these lines. That's what this is for. Or not tone out, but basically test, make sure that we have no hidden grounds, and then I'm going to fuse this up and see if we can get this to spin. So give me a couple minutes, and the magic of YouTube videoing, I might be back and see if I can get this turning and burning. So I'm making some leeway here with the wiring, and I was kind of weirded by this, is that this is what's on the bottom of the light or plugged in. This is some sort of quick disconnect. I've seen these before. Again, I don't know if this is actually factory. But the lines coming off, as you can see, are you've got a longer green and a yellow. You've got what appears to be another yellow, a blue. Is that a blue? No, two blacks, two greens, or no, two blacks, two yellows, a green, and a red. Need to find out what is what. Primarily because what it does is it seats on the bottom. If I can do this with one hand. Pardon me, this light's actually got a little more weight to it than I'm used to seeing. It's interesting. Where are we at? There it is. So that's what it plugs into, and then there's another spot back there which is actually currently plugged, but that's what it goes into. So that's what I'm working with here. If you bear with me a moment, I may stop this video briefly and then come back and edit this in again. That's the joys of being just by myself doing this YouTube stuff. But see if I can find this out. I want to see if I can get this at least running and test it to see what's going on. Okay, to speed this process up a little bit, I'm taking a look at the wiring, and I figure I'll walk you through this. So I still need to figure out what this goes to what. We'll figure that out. But this is your hot. Actually, no, this is your ground. Coming from this rotator, it grounds into here. This is the hot that goes to this rotator. This then tracks back, give me a second here, and goes into this, I believe. This little plug here on this side. And then the other side here is the green, which goes back down, comes across, you can see the green and the red, comes over here and hits that rotator. So there's your hot. This grounds to the frame. The hot for the rotators is the green. The red coming back across is for the flashers. And if you look, and the camera might not show me this. Okay, so here's one red, I believe the red for this guy. And then the other red is here, and that's for the other flasher. That means your hot is being powered, bear with me a moment, flasher, power, white. So white is the flasher power for this guy, and it looks like green. Now the green is coming up. See, I'm trying to figure out where we're getting primary power from. If I take this out of the equation, give me a second here. I may have to actually take the whole bar apart to figure that out, because I don't see where the hot's coming in to that terminal to power this. Bear with me a moment. But let me play around with this, and I'll be right back.